Well, hello and welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. Today's date is May 3rd, an early Star Wars day. May the 4th be with you if you guys watch this the next day. Now, I don't have a lightsaber to show you guys, but I did just buy a batch of these new Nightshade, Cold Steel Nightshade Delta Darts. I keep some of these around because they are good for um, students or friends who just happen to want a self-defense tool, but they are not comfortable carrying a full-fledged knife. And I always introduce them to these Nightshades from Cold Steel. I have reviewed a handful of these before. Some were less than stellar, some downright suck, but some, like the Cold Steel Nightshade Wasp, was just phenomenal for self-defense. So where does the Delta Dart fall? Well, let me put it this way. I bought the Delta Darts for Kitten a couple of years ago, and I never had them for myself. And then when I saw the Delta Darts that Kitten had, I was so impressed. I was like, damn, when I get home, I got to order myself some of these. And so here we are. Like the entire Nightshade series, the Delta Dart is purely non-metallic. This is made of Zydo, or kind of like a combination of fiberglass and plastic. It's definitely one of the Nightshade's better offerings, and we're going to talk about a few things that's good about it. First of all, it's very slim, but there's no flex to it. Like this is not like some of the other Nightshade, where if you push, they'll flex. Okay, let me just grab. I have one nearby. I have my uh, Cold Steel Nightshade boot knife, and that's one of like the waste of time Nightshade that I talked about before, right? Yeah, I use the Nightshade boot knife as a glorified key holder, and that's pretty much the only thing it's good for, other than being a letter opener. So this is what I'm talking about. With the boot knife, when I push my thumb against the blade, see how much it's flexed? That this is really bad. Okay, this is like really bad when it's flexed like that. Okay, it's almost like I can fold it in half. Right now, the Delta Dart, on the other hand, there's no give. Okay, I'm like really putting a lot of pressure on the blade. There's no give whatsoever. It's just perfectly rigid. So you know that if it's not going to flex, it's not going to bend. When you stab this at somebody, at an attacker, then it's going in straight. It's not going to bend, right? And make no mistake about it. These are not meant for opening uh, cans or bottles or screwdriver being used as screwdriver. These are not meant for letter openers. They're not meant for opening packages. These Nightshade, they are made for a very specific purpose, which is a cheap and easy self-defense tool that is not metallic. Okay, so the key word here is self-defense. These are not meant to be household tools. A lot of people I see on reviews that they bought these and they say, "Oh, this sucks. It's plastic. You can't cut anything with it." No, it's not meant to for you to cut anything with it. This is for you to stab someone with. Plain and simple. Okay, if you're in a dark alley or something, and attackers come at you. There's 5 or 6 attackers come at you. If you have one of these in each hand, you probably will survive. Your attackers probably won't survive. Okay, this is how crazy. In a little bit, we are going to do some stabbing tests, and you guys can see how much damage this thing will do. It's not as horrible. It's not as terrible as the wasp. The kind of wounds the wasp would leave on a person is just horrifying. This is a little bit more clean, but still devastating as hell. This is just over 8 inches long and it's very slender. The profile would be even smaller if I remove the ring, the metal ring, on the uh, end of the dart here. Um, I might. So a lot of my nightshade, I will remove the ring. But in this case, I kind of like the idea of being able to get my finger around into the ring like this when I'm holding, right? Or if I'm holding a forward stabbing, I can get my pinky through the ring like this and seat it in my hand like this, right? I mean, it's not ideal. So I may remove the ring later, but for now I'm leaving it on there. The handle is nicely textured, although there's no cross guard. So if it gets slippery, your hand will slide onto the blade part. The pommel end is nice and smooth and round, perfect for you to put your thumb on it when you are in commando grip, or for you to put it against the middle of your palm and get you to punch it forward like a push dagger. Right? So there's quite a few hold options to this. Also, the entire thing is very slim. I don't know if you guys can see this. Here is the size of it compared to my thumb, right? It's not even as big around as my thumb. This is a very slender tool, which means you want to put it inside your boots, you want to hide in your pocket. It doesn't really take up as much room as the wasp or the nightshade battle ring or the nightshade tonto. Okay, this is a very slender, very covert. If you fancy yourself some kind of vampire slayer, I imagine you can just like get a whole batch of these, get 6 of these, and wear it across your chest like those vampire slayer how they wear the stakes on their chest. I guess you can wear it like that. Like it's kind of shaped like that, right? And I can just imagine that someone just pulling these out and throwing them at people. It's also very, very cheap. Like most of the Nightshade stuff, this one I got it for $11 Canadian. That's like what, $8 US. It's really, really cheap. So for something that costs so little money and it's so well made and great for self-defense, yeah, it's nice. Now we'll segue into our stabbing test because there's really not much I can talk about this. It's made in Taiwan. It's just over 8 inches long. It's shaped like a stiletto or a shank. Uh, it has a really pointy end, no cutting edge, and the blade is in a kind of like triangular formation. So it's really, really rigid and really well reinforced. And that's about it. It has a textured handle and a rounded uh, pommel with a metal ring on it that you're welcome to try to remove that. So yeah, let's go to our stabbing test. All right. So before we start stabby, I'm gonna show you guys. So you can see that. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can't see it, but this fits really nice in the side pocket or uh, breast pocket because it's basically the same size as a large tactical pen. I mean, it sticks out a little bit in the breast pocket like that, but in the side pocket, no problem, right? Or a pant pocket, no problem. But before you go and put this in your pocket, you want to put a cap on it because it's really pointy and you don't want to fall over and jab yourself, or like when you're looking for something in your pocket, it's going to jab yourself or damage your clothes, right? So it's a very simple little modification that I did. This is a cap from like a makeup or something from like Tiger's Medicine, and it fit perfectly over the end, and it won't fall off when you don't expect it, right? But it's easy enough to take off by pushing it, flicking it with your thumb, and it will come off, right? I didn't want to flick it across the room. That's why I used my other hand. But if you just do it with the thumb, yeah, it will come off, right? And that will give you the edge you need in a self-defense situation very relatively quickly. So you don't need to do the thumb flicking thing, right? You can just pull this out, grab the cap, pull it out, ready to use, right? Very, very quick and easy. Now, some people will say, is this really going to do anything? Like the plastic tool, is it going to really stab anything? Well, we have right here a big stack of cardboard with a cardboard box with a piece of cardboard inside. This is a pretty good indication if something is stabbed really well. And it fell over. Grab that. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that is like a small backhand swing stab, right? Right? I don't want to do the like really big wind up charging across the room kind of stab because we are trying to think of self-defense, not like I'm going to murder you when I see you on the street kind of situation. So we need to think about if you are scared or if you're a smaller person, you don't have a lot of arm strength, is this still going to do something, right? And the answer is yes, as long as you have the velocity. Like this is not even like held up by something behind, right? This piece of cardboard. There's nothing behind it to hold it in place. Normally, if you want to stab something like this, it's hard because it's going to wobble when you hit it. But with something like this, go in, no problem. Go in, no problem. Go in, no problem. Okay, quick in, quick out, quick in, quick out, quick in, quick out. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Okay? You do that to a person, that person is pretty dead. And let's see, did we do any damage to the dart? No? Out. Yeah, it's still nice and sharp. There's nothing wrong with it, even after going in and out of that cardboard several times, right? Now, how about a tougher piece of cardboard? Something like this piece inside. Okay, this is a tougher one. Huh? No problem. Huh? Look at that. So in the end, this pretty much demonstrates how effective and potentially devastating this can be, even in the hand of a smaller person, even a child, right? It doesn't take a lot of strength to make this work. Doesn't take really big hand. Doesn't take really good technique. As long as you can swing your arm and jab and stab, it will go through uh, clothing. It will go through cardboard, plastic, water jug, human body, you name it, right? It's not going to go through solid steel don't kid yourself, but anything reasonable, right? You can probably stab it into a tree if you want to. Now, because as I mentioned, this is a pure self-defense thing, right? We're not going to go through the usual, is this good for utility? Because no, it's not meant to be. No, it's not meant to be a utility knife. It's good for survival? Hell no. Like you wouldn't want to carry a plastic knife into a survival situation. Maybe as a backup, maybe carry 10 of these as a backup, so you can throw them at something that's attacking you. But definitely not something you want to carry in a survival situation. But in a self-defense situation, oh yeah, in a self-defense situation, uh, I want one of these in each hand, and I would be prepared for a lot of scenarios. As usual, when you are collecting, training, using self-defense tools, weapons, please be responsible. Make sure there's no small children or animal nearby. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you guys later.